Hello everyone, Shaji from STS Research. So 1 year before, one of our clients, approached STS Research to understand whether pickleball is viable business opportunity in Chennai. So which means they just want to open a new pickleball court in Chennai. So for that, they just want to do competitor analysis, location analysis, and project scope and business opportunities in pickleball business. So let's discuss how STS research provided the real market research answers which they wanted before investing their money. So let's discuss one. So before starting, many of the business owners asking, so you can provide all the insights you can find in your project in the whole video. So that would be helpful to us. So I would say, we and the client side usually make a mutual agreement. So in that agreement, we agreed that none of the insights should be revealed. So unless we get the permission from the client side. So that's why you can't find any of the YouTube video or Instagram video about market research. You can't find anything about. They can't reveal any client materials or client details or insight materials. So none of them they not reveal. So some of them we can reveal, so after a certain point of time. So that's why we can't reveal the whole insights. So anyhow, so I will provide some of the insights we found. So in this study, so our target audience is from the players of badminton and so players of tennis and the competitor, those who are owning the courts. So this is a sample size. So this is what we are going to target. Then after that we are getting the insights. Then we will give the final recommendations. So this is the slide. Maybe I can reveal after I got the permission from the client. So in this first of all market will change periodically. So market will change monthly. So people perception will change, people behavior will change. So of course the market trends will be changed. So that's why the leading companies they will do market research regularly. So 3 months, 6 months and yearly they will do market research, then understand the understand their target audiences, and based on that they implement their strategy and go to the top level. So this particular thing I can explain that in the worst case and average case and the best case. So the worst case, how much revenue they will got after carefully calculating the competitors revenue point of view. So this is only the revenue point of view. So like that we will explain lots of things like pain points, what are the scopes and everything. Similarly, like location test also we will explain. So based on that for the location we will go on for one-on-one interaction, and we will find correlating with the 10 players and competitors, and we will finally conclude that 3 particular places. Then 3 particular places, why we are recommending this these 3 places, and finally we will give the whole recommendation to the client. So now they are getting market data, real market data before investing their money. So they got the blueprint and they can now explore their investment plan. So that's how STS guiding all the sectors, automobile, manufacturing, startups, healthcare, political, everything. So like that. So if you think your business needs market research, wherever you are, whatever business you are doing, so STS Research is here to give you an informed decision to better your business. So visit www.stsresearch.in for future collaborations. So cheers and thank you so much.